Hi, I'm meteorologist Tom Atkins. Welcome to the Weather Academy for this week. We're going to talk about Lake Erie ice. And it's really grown lately, but it also presents its set of problems. So on Monday, just a couple of days ago, National Weather Service does something that they don't do a whole lot. They issued an ice advisory because the ice field had grown so much. It was also accompanied by some strong winds out of the south. So these winds blew at anywhere from 20 to 40 miles per hour. And with that strong southerly flow, it can actually take ice away from the shoreline and push it back out over the lake. Now, if you happen to be on the shoreline, that's not a good thing. If a big chunk of ice breaks off, you're on it, and you're all of a sudden floating north out the open water. So that's why they did that. Now, we want to take a little background to get you up to this point where we are this week. If you look back last month, a few weeks ago, it had been a warm start to winter. Therefore, on January 27th, only 5 to 10% of Lake Erie was ice covered. That's great for manufacturing lake effect snow, but not good for ice formation. You can see all the water there 3 to 4 weeks ago. But we'll take you ahead to February 12th. The first 2/3 of February have been very cold. So all of a sudden, the ice field starts increasing. 74% ice coverage 12 days ago. You can see, if you can, a little bit of Presque Isle here, but I want to draw your attention to this ice along the lakeshore, up from Presque Isle all the way to northeast and then up into New York State. Now that band was captured by this drone photograph from our friend Clayton in Northeast. What you're looking at here is actually the Northeast Marina, obviously without the boats in winter. But this white strip here is that ice shelf, or ice strip if you want, that's going up the Lake Erie shoreline towards New York State. Just beyond it is the open water. So you can imagine, with a good southerly to southwesterly wind, if you're out here and a part of this chunk breaks off and starts drifting to the north, you got a little bit of a problem there. So let's talk about where it got to on Sunday, just a few days ago. Again, the ice along the shore, Presque Isle here, and they actually down in Cleveland had to rescue 10 people that got on one of those, I guess, floating carriers. Because if you look to the west here, there's a lot of breaks in the ice. And because we went from very cold, increasing the ice cover on the lake, to milder temperatures, the ice can break up, you add a strong wind out of the south, and it starts moving things around. Now, this is just off the dock, right here, the memorial to 1813, Don't Give Up the Ship. And if you look at this shot, you can also see some of the ice is more of a whitish color, some of it is more of a grayish color, and it starts to get some soft spots in the Bay of Erie. Perhaps you can see it a little bit better here. So the moral of the story is no ice is safe, especially now that we have warmed temperatures above freezing. How did that happen? Well, for the first 20 days of February, we had a very southerly located jet stream. And what that does is it brings the cold air out of Canada right over the northern United States. It also produced those very devastating storms in Texas with the snow and ice. The storm track right along the jet stream to the south of us, the cold air from Canada coming down right on top of us. Well, that has changed this week. The jet stream has lifted, so it's brought milder air up from the south. That's what started to melt the ice. And when you combine it with strong winds out of the south, well, that's when you start pushing the ice around the lake and the bay. Yesterday's high temperature, you can see the contrast. You can see the fact that Erie got up to 42, and there's milder temperatures that will get us into the 40s for today. What happened to the cold air from the first 2/3 of the month? It's very simple. That jet lifted. You look for the pink. That's the true Arctic air with a lot of sub-zero readings here. That was pushed all the way back into Canada, and milder air has been drawn up across our area. So the word to the wise is stay off the ice. And the other thing to keep in mind, stay off the ice dunes. This one looks like a big old shot of Jaws, the shark, but it shows you the holes that are in here and how you can fall through into the water. So off the ice dunes, off the ice. And I want to end you with a very pretty picture because over the weekend, too, a lot of Niagara Falls was iced over. But you wouldn't think of walking on that ice, so you shouldn't do it around here. Nice rainbow effect as well. That is Weather Academy for now. We'll be back next week with more. Make it a great Wednesday.